We're actually in red and maroon.
Oh, we match or we clash?
I don't know. Alright, so friends, welcome to another schoolie video, but we're not going to build anything today because we want to talk about the Great Bus Experiment, where we had an opportunity to go north to the river to help out with some raft guide training. And anytime you can go to the river, well, you drop everything
you say yes.
and you go. And so I scrambled a little bit to put the bus somewhat together to make it livable for a weekend. And so we had running water, and we had propane in the stove,
lights,
and lights, and a bed, and things like that. So
seatbelts.
And what?
Seatbelts.
We had seatbelts. We did. And so it was awesome. It was a great weekend. I had a lot of fun. We did some kayaking. We did some riverboarding. We did some rafting. We ate some good food. It was just we saw an eagle.
And a moose.
And a moose.
Got bit by a few bugs.
We saw a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs, indeed. There were bugs. There always are this time of year. So we got back, and again, it was an experiment. So let's find out what things really work. What are the things that we really got to focus on and work on in the upcoming weeks? Okay, so I challenged Julius. All right, go write 5 things down that you really like about the bus. I did mine on a clipboard, and we didn't compare lists at all. And 5 things that are like urgent needs, or things that we learned, or things that we really have to do in order to make this bus hospitable, palatable.
Are we going to start optimistic and then go pessimistic? Are we going to go back and forth, 1 to 1?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. It's going to probably really spiral into some conversation, and we'll go off trail, and we'll get distracted. And
we might. Let's go.
Let's start positive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that too. You want to go in least of best and save the best one, what you like the most, the best?
I wasn't that organized. I don't know
okay.
if the order I put them in is actually least to best or.
Do you have a pencil? I'm gonna take notes.
You're gonna take notes?
Maybe.
No, you're a carpenter. You're supposed to have one of those big square ones.
Oh, I think I have it right over here.
I win. I know where things are. That's my job.
All right.
Things I like.
Things you like.
Who goes first?
You.
Driving the bus.
Oh, you like driving the bus?
I figured that would come as a surprise to you.
It does come as a surprise.
I liked driving the bus. I loved all the mirrors. I didn't have to drive in a lot of traffic. I have to admit, a couple times some big trucks came near me and I got a little nervous. But for the most part, I never minded driving, and I liked driving the bus.
Good. I like that you like to drive the bus, because I like sleeping in the back when you're driving the bus.
I knew I was going to open a whole can of worms.
I didn't even put that on the list.
Yeah, that was my first one.
So yeah, and Jules did a great job. So drove it, just kind of a little bit around here at first, and then, but then, drove like 2.5 hours, and they even asked, like, you want me to take over now? No, I got it. And did some fancy maneuvering, backing around a couple trees, getting into the campsite. So yeah, great job driving the bus.
Driving the bus. So what's your first one?
Well, closely related. I don't mind driving, but I really like the engine of this bus. And one of the reasons it was going to be like this project was supposed to be a couple years in the future, but a lot of people talk about the DT466E and the Allison 2000 transmission, and it started all winter on one battery a couple times. I needed a little bit of help, but it always started, and boy, it runs. It's like
it's a top.
It goes. It's so funny. Remember that in the commercials? I pick things up and I put them down. It's like, I do 65.
Exactly 65, not 66.
It's governed at 65, but it goes 65 unless it's a steep hill. But the engine purrs and it cranks right along, and I don't know. I'm very happy with the smoothness of the engine. And I'll go second on my list.
Okay. Are we still on likes?
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing all the likes first.
I like saying. I liked the bed.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's just do you remember what brand futon it is?
Oh God, no! I got it off of like Wayfair or Amazon or some weird
No,
site
I think I
online.
found the thing. I think you found an overstock.
Overstock? All right.
Maybe, but
I don't know.
I'll have to
It
look
came
up
in
the
a box and it was squished down, and I was surprised there was a queen-size mattress rolled up in there, and we undid the plastic and undid the ties, and poof, it rolled out, and it took about a day, and it inflated to this 8-inch futon mattress, and it's comfy.
It's comfortable, and we put it on slats rather than plywood because I worry about air circulation, things getting moldy under there. But it's just slats and a futon mattress, but it's really comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
It's really comfortable, and I don't know. It's it's fun. So I'm gonna go to sleep on the bus.
I slept a little bonus yesterday when you were driving.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that.
Right.
All right. My number 2 is the skylights. This kind of goes with the bed. I woke up both mornings in bed, and there's a skylight right above the bed, and you could see the little birds go by. Maybe a couple black flies went by. I ignored them. There were some leaves. There were some clouds. You could see the sunrise. I loved sitting in the bed and watching the skylights.
Well, I put that number 3 on my list. I like the skylights too.
You had skylights?
I did. Well, I think they're pretty.
More simpatico. Oh, they're beautiful.
I mean, they're a whole lot better than that plastic crap we took out.
Yes.
But yeah, I love the cedar. The cedar matches the ceiling, and especially this one where I got the arch in it. In the back one, I didn't get the arch as well, so I'm gonna have to trim that one out better. But happy with the skylights. You can check out the video of how we made them too. All right, so we're on 4.
No, I think we're on 3.
Oh, 3 or 3.
Well,
I just did 3. You're on
okay. So I'm on 3.
Yeah.
So this kind of goes into the skylights, the cedar light, or the cedar ceiling and the lights in the bus. Most people who have seen our bus, which is just about every one of our friends who say, "Ooh, you have a bus," pop on the bus, and one of the first things they all notice is the ceiling. The cedar strip ceiling is gorgeous. We played with ideas of making a river theme go down our bus, and we were going to put a river on the ceiling, but we're not messing with the ceiling. The ceiling is beautiful.
Yeah, that was number 1 on my list.
Ceiling?
With and actually the lights.
And the lights. I put them all together because
yeah, I think I separated them.
they're all the same.
At
They're
nighttime.
lights, but they're bright.
Yeah, at nighttime it's pretty. Yeah, and the lights are awesome. I'll put a link to them if you want to check them out. But we ran the whole weekend running a water pump and the lights. Not that we ran the lights a whole lot of time. It's in the Northeast now. It's light until 9 o'clock, and after paddling all day, that's about as late as I can stay up. So.
Raft Guide Midnight.
Oh my God, I was tired. But we just have one car battery that I have kicking around that we run to power the lights and the pump, and we had plenty of juice. So the lights are certainly bright, and they just sort of make the grains of the ceiling and the cedar pop. So yeah, I'm with you. I love the ceiling.
Look at that.
And the lights.
So I only have one more on my list.
Only one more?
Are you up to your... You have to go first, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have
6.
5
I put 7 things.
You put 7 things?
Well,
I was trying
the
to
lights and
limit.
the ceiling can be together, so
Okay.
that only counts as 1.
Right.
I do like that water faucet that you picked out.
I was picky about the water faucet.
It's,
I picked out some cheap ones before and really regretted that decision. And I know myself. I went to Home Depot once and looked at every faucet they had on the wall, and all the prices were way low, and you couldn't see the price next to the actual product. And I would say, "Ooh, I like that one," and damned if I didn't every single time pick out the most expensive faucet on the wall.
She does that with everything.
I don't do it on purpose. I don't know the price.
Except husbands.
Ah.
She gets cheap husbands.
I do. It had a pull down, and it had everything I needed. It was small profile, and we worked with it for the first time this weekend. I liked it. It was pretty. It was functional. It has movability.
And not only the faucet, it was nice having just running water to do dishes and things, and which segues into my number 1 thing. But it is nice having running water because we, for the last 5 years, all summer have lived in a tent when we're guiding. I was 63 days in a tent last summer, which I loved in a lot of ways. It was awesome. But it was nice being able to do dishes, which leads me into my number 1 thing that I really liked about was having a place to go that was set up where I didn't have to deal with too many bugs. Because where we tend to go is really buggy, and we're not opposed to roughing it. Like
obviously not.
I'll put some clips of us kayaking and canoeing in the snow. Like we'll do a 5-day canoe trip in pretty cold weather. So we're not opposed to being outdoors in the elements, but it is nice once in a while, or for this phase of life, to be able to come in out of the bugs and out of that torrential downpour and wash dishes inside and
stand up to change.
And do what?
Stand up to change. Not have to change your clothes in a tent that's only 4 feet high, but to actually have a ceiling inside.
And out of the bugs, come in and you can, get out of your wet paddling gear without, getting the butt munch mosquitoes going on. So yeah, that was really nice. So yeah, I loved the water faucet. I loved having water. I loved having a place in and out of the bugs. But it still felt like, it's not home. It doesn't feel like it's this massive, or a big house or out of the elements. Like, it still felt like I was part of that sort of
camping,
woodsy experience. But yeah, so those are all my.
Okay, I have one more then.
One more, yeah. I check them off my list.
I like the layout. So the layout has been hysterical. If you've watched our videos, you've seen us with the pen and paper and the grid and all the little papers that look like, okay, this will be the bed and this will be here and we moved things around 4,000 times, came up with a plan, started to build and totally scrapped the plan, changed the plan 14 times, went back to the original plan. And I think it flows. I like it. I like it a lot. I think our daughter liked it. I think it has enough of private space and public space and things flow well, and I like our layout. I think we lucked out, or we researched enough and chose well.
No, I agree. Yeah, I didn't put that on the list. I thought about it, but I do like it. I think it follows our lifestyle, where we do have the the entertainment area here where we can eat and play cards and do the things with our river family, and then of course we have fairly decent kitchen prep space now for
we eat well and cook
for cooking, and then I think there's plenty of storage, which leads me into one of the things I didn't like. We got to work on.
That's on my list of things to do, but I couldn't figure out where to
put it.
We need to buy a label maker.
Oh god, no. JP?
JP! Paging JP, I need a label maker.
We need you to come down here and make
organize
labels.
my life on the bus.
And I will do something. Do more carpentry stuff, I guess. It's the only thing I know how to do. So into the things that we learned, I guess, are things that are right. And this, I don't know if we articulated this, but a big part of the weekend, even when the bus isn't done, but let's go play with it. Let's before you drive a car, you test drive it. You don't buy the first house. Usually you go through a bunch of houses and look at them. And so, I really wanted to let's play with the bus as a living thing, I guess, and figure out, all right, what are those things? This is my pencil right there.
There it is.
What are those things that we need to do as we're finishing up, rather than having it all done and this doesn't work.
We always should have changed that.
We should change this. Let's figure out what those things are now and change them as we go. So, I guess this was just number one for me of the things that I know we definitely have to figure out is a definitive place to put specific things.
Oh, look! Kitchen drawers and cabinets layout with specific things is also my number one.
If you've seen any of the videos of my wood shop, it's a complete disaster. I have every intention. It's not like I like the chaos, but I like building more than organizing, and so organizing always takes. And I spend 20 minutes looking for something.
You could probably build more if we were organized.
You probably could.
We spent a lot of time this weekend moving something off of this spot to get to that spot, to later not know where that was that we just moved, and move it again to another spot so we could get to that spot, and it was a little unorganized, and part of it is us. We have to train ourselves to put things where they belong, but we need to first figure out where they belong.
Yeah, so I agree. I think we've built plenty of spaces, but we haven't figured out. It's been sort of like random. I'm just going to build a space here, but we haven't figured out.
And then we'll put stuff in it. I don't know what stuff, but some stuff.
Yet. And so that's something that, and it's hard. It was hard to do this weekend because we're so busy. We're up for meetings at 6 o'clock.
6 a.m. show up times.
Sunday, and and then paddling all day, and then I'm an early riser, and I didn't rise that early. I was tired, so
I haven't worked that hard in a while.
I'm gonna grab my pencil.
You can get your own pencil.
Get my own pencil with a big eraser.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, we definitely gotta define places to put stuff, particularly.
I'm glad this is like the third simpatico thing.
I know.
We're on the
we
same
should
page.
get married.
You know what? We have a lot in common.
You get to go first.
I do.
Another thing that we got to do.
This goes back actually to my very first one that I liked. I like driving the bus. The bus is very loud. It's loud while driving. Even if your passenger is sitting right here and not sleeping in the back, it's hard to have a conversation.
Huh?
Yeah. Huh?
What? Bad enough anyway.
It's loud. I don't know if there's anything we can do to fix the loudness, or even listening to the music that you have on the radio. If you are sleeping in the back, great. I'll turn on the radio. I listen to stuff nobody else likes, and I'll listen to my books on tape and my NPR stories and whatnot. We don't have our radio all set up yet, or our speakers all set up yet, but even cranked, I could barely hear them when we were driving on highway speed. So it's loud. I don't know if we can do anything. If we can put some insulation in, if we can soundproof anything.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, where is that on your list?
I didn't put it on the list. I forgot, but it's a great thing to put on the list. But this morning I was actually researching Killmat, which is a sound barrier insulation that's sticky on. And I think that if we put Killmat under the brake pedal and the grace, and then build something over the engine compartment in that place over there, I think it will significantly reduce the noise.
And then if you are sleeping in the back, you're not disturbed by said noise while I'm driving.
Yeah, if I'm sleeping in the back, I'm not disturbed by any noise. I'm wiped out.
That was my number 2. What's your number 2?
This is kind of a combination. We built this couch, and we got this just temporary cushion on it.
Here. Oh, yeah, this cushion is from
it's like an outdoor furniture cushion.
Outdoor furniture swing seat, yeah.
But we definitely need some like a 4-inch density foam to make this couch a little bit more comfortable. I like the angle. I like the height so far. Still might be a little high. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. When we put
my legs are longer than yours.
I know. I got short little legs. But I think, and then over there, those boxes, and maybe I'll show you a clip of them. They're functional, but they definitely needed more. I needed to adjust that seat belt because it's too low, so it's too short. So unless you got a 30,
if you have a 31-inch waist, you can sit in that seat belt. That's about it.
So I need to fix that, and then more high density foam over there to make that seat. Because my butt started to hurt after like 45 minutes, and then I started doing like jumping jacks and wind sprints up and down the bus exercises, and then I laid in a beanbag with a dog. Probably not the safest thing in the world, but
no, there's no seat belts in beanbags.
Oh, I should make a beanbag with a
beanbag
seat belt. Wow, that's brilliant. That actually is.
It might be awesome. Your $1 billion idea. Your patented seatbelt and beanbag. Yeah.
So that's 2 things on my list actually. That I gotta modify. We gotta get the cushions done for the couch and the breakfast nook area.
I'm really hoping to find some pre-done cushions that fold exactly where we want them and are the exact right size. But that
Goma. We need mother-in-law, and we have a project for you. Because
you're really good at these.
Because you're really good at these things.
Did I go first on the last one?
I
hate going first on the needs to improve.
No, I already put. Look, I crossed like 3 things off my list.
All right, then it's me. I was just looking in general.
Oh, okay.
He's so sweet. On the pluses, he put hearts, and on the things to improve, he put a minus sign.
I should have put a delta.
Things to change.
Yeah, okay. Delta. It should be delta, not negative.
Right.
Yeah.
So, my number 3 was I think we need better kayak storage. We went this weekend. We brought a kayak. We brought a shredder. We had a paddle. We had some grill things. And the kayak went through the back door, which is our garage, under the bed.
No, it didn't.
But it wouldn't fit in through there. So we had to bring it in a different way to shove it under. And in general, it eventually got to where it needed to go, but not conveniently or easily. And I'm not sure what the better kayak storage is. We've talked about an outdoor rack, like a rear grate. We've talked about a roof rack. We've talked about a vertical ladder kind of system. But eventually, we own kayaks. We kayak a lot. We want something easy to mount and remove said kayak, or put on and take off said kayak.
No, you're right.
It was too much of a pain in the butt.
And that was just my play boat.
That was your little boat.
That was not the creek boat. It's longer.
So I think we need something more user friendly.
I didn't put that on the list, but you're absolutely right. Something.
I don't know what it is. So yeah, the land of the intranet, the intraweb, come up with something really cool for us to make a quick and easily accessible kayak that's safe for traveling 65 miles an hour on the highway from river to river.
But not 66, because this bus will only do 65. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like I don't know. I can't figure out the deck on top. The deck sounds really cool.
I don't
but
think
then
we'll ever use it.
You're raising your height, and then you put stuff on top of that.
We have solar panel plans for the roof.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but we need a plan for a kayak rack. I agree.
We need something. I don't know if it's a grate, and then we're going to add all kinds of things to that grate. We'll have kayaks and grills and Vespas and God knows what else, but okay, maybe not a Vespa.
I think we need curtains.
I agree. I
don't know why. I'm not very modest. Like, I don't really care.
I'm not modest. It's for sun. There are times it was hot.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought of the curtains. The curtains are bigger than you think. I could take a sheet and rip them down and put curtains up in 45 minutes, but I think we're going to need to line them or get some foil backing or something for insulation. And then it becomes a project, and then we have to figure out, how do we want curtain rods? Do we want curtain rods? Do we just want text? Do we want things that open or slide open? Do they slide apart? Do they slide to the side? This is where my engineering brain, and this, I'm going back to JP. JP, and all your DIY, tell me what kind of curtains I need on my bus, and I will make them. And then what color? What print?
Beth, what colors do we need?
I need my artist friends.
Yep.
I'm a scientist. I have no artistic skills. I make lovely food. It does not look pretty, but damn, it's tasty.
It looks pretty.
Sometimes.
Look, well, our mango salsa will look pretty. I'll put a clip of that in
Okay.
there.
Mango salsa looks good.
I think, yeah, the curtains will kind of leads into the other thing. I don't even know why I said curtains, but the biggest thing we need is screens. Because it was hot,
but we
for
couldn't
the
open
Northeast. But the mosquitoes were brutal, and so we had to huddle in here and sweat.
He was not allowed to touch me that night in the bed.
That's a problem.
Yep. It was too dang hot. Stay on your side. Don't touch me.
It was a problem.
And the windows were up and the sun was hot.
I don't really complain about heat anymore. I love it, but it was kind of stuffy, and so that's got to be a priority of figuring out. And screens are tough. Do you screw them in from the outside? Do you do some sort of magnety thing on the inside? But I'm pretty sure that the aluminum window frames
are not
magnets. So do we epoxy magnets to the aluminum, and then I don't know, but the screens are a big priority because we tend to go boating around water, which breeds bugs, and then they just tend to be around for at least until mid-July, and so we need some way to protect ourselves. Hello there, little black dog.
You can't quite see. Little black dog just came in. Speak.
All right, you got anything else on the things that we got to do better?
I have one, but it's kind of a big one, and you already know about it, so I feel like I'm nagging.
No, you got to put it on the list.
It's on the list. I wanted an outdoor light. Like, you have an outdoor light on your front door when you come in at home and you want a light, or if you're picnicking outside, I think it's a good idea to have a light outside, which would light up our outdoor table, which we saw in somebody's schoolie video and I fell in love with, and it's a bonus extra thing, and it's not essential, to use a COVID term, but I really, 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 really want it, and I think it's been pushed to the bottom of the necessity list, and it's non-essential on the builder's list, so I'm afraid it's not going to get done, and I'm putting it on the list as a reminder that I really like the outside table that folds up against the bus while we're driving and then just flops out with some chains, so we have a little bar outside and a light. I didn't say shower. I only said...
I gave you have an outdoor shower now.
I have a faucet that I can maybe pull out the window.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's too... You were going to shower outside this weekend?
If the bugs were a little less.
No, you've been devoured.
I would have been devoured. I have so many bites on what skin was exposed. I cannot imagine exposing all of my skin.
All right, I'll make you a light.
You'll make me a light?
I'll make you a light.
I know it's hard to put a hole in a bus, and that...
I hate putting holes in the bus.
I get that. But aren't there holes we can already use?
No, not up there.
Even, like, way up there, that we could just run the line this way and put the light right there?
No, I have to make one.
I don't want you have to make a hole.
I have to make a hole. Anyway.
We can't run anything.
I'll do the light.
I like
I'll do the light.
I think
I'll get to the table eventually.
And we want to play pinochle outside while having drinks on our lanai on the veranda.
Where's that little lantern you had? Use that instead.
For a light? Oh, you just put a hook out there and hang it?
Yeah.
It's a temporary fix.
All right, we'll get back to you about the light and the table.
Notice he didn't mention the table at all.
I just mentioned the table.
Yep.
The table will come eventually, but
it's not a necessity.
But that can be built retro. That can be done way at the end. But all right, so that was what we learned over a weekend of living in the bus. And if people sometimes do this, what have we learned after 5 years living in the bus, which is really valuable. But I think I'd like to know
50 hours.
now, before I do all that stuff, about what we need to do. So that was our weekend, and so thanks for listening. If you got suggestions, put them in the comments, because we will read them, and then we'll do something that is smarter than what we could come up with, because
good artists create and great artists steal.
For sure, and that would be awesome. So thanks again for joining us on our schooling journey. Like, subscribe, do all those things that you do. We'll put links to the stuff that we have used that we really like down in the description, and the faucets and the lights and all that stuff. So check that stuff out. And again, really appreciate your support. And until next time, we'll see you later.